Party people in the place to be, live from 58 Dream Street. We're James with Games. Happy Saturday, folks. Cedric, you have anticipated, or not, I guess not anticipated, because I didn't end up going with it. But that was one of what I was trying to think of an episode title. That was one I gave thought to. And in hindsight, maybe I should have gone with it. I don't know. Oh well. Here we are. Happy Saturday again. Glad to have you here, Cedric, and anyone else who may or may not be there. And if you're watching this later on replay, well, you're not technically here with me, but I'm glad you're watching. Thanks for tuning in. Here we are, Saturday afternoon. I don't have much time today, but I have some time. And so I wanted. That's true. That's true. So perhaps I'll just put a pin in that. I wanted to at least get started here on Space Quest 6, The Spinal Frontier. Because, well, I like playing video games. So I would rather play it at least a little bit today than not play at all. But also just because at some point soon, I'll finish this game. We'll be done with the Space Quest series, and it's always exciting to start something new. So, cool. Here we are. Like I said, limited time because Danielle and I went to drag brunch at a local bar today. So got home later than I normally would to be free to stream. And then also we have company coming over tonight. So at a pretty hard limit, I got to shut her down and go, tidy up. Not least because two of my dear friends, moved home out west this week. Very sad thing, especially for me. But before they did so, they were my friends who kind of got me into Euro games, fancy board games, 10 years ago. And they decided, I guess, why schlep our huge board game collection home with us across the country when we're just going to wind up buying new games in the fullness of time or whatever. So they unloaded a ton onto me. But that means that right now my living room, dining room, the hosting area, just piles of board games everywhere that I don't have anywhere to put. But I need to at least arrange them so that they're not taking up the seating and the surface that we'd use to play one of them. So yeah, cool. Here we are. Yeah. Let's play Space Quest 6, The Spinal Frontier. As we know, or perhaps you don't know, I mean Cedric knows, but as somebody might not, and at any rate, I'll note that the first 4 games in the Space Quest series were designed by the creative duo, the two guys from Andromeda. Then, in between Space Quest 4 and Space Quest 5, they had a classic Simon and Garfunkel style falling out, a Lennon and McCartney falling out, a sadly now Hall & Oates falling out, a Tom DeLonge and Mark Hoppus. Anyway, you get the idea. They fell out. And then, so Space Quest 5 was designed by Mark Crowe alone, one half of the two guys from Andromeda. We just finished up with that. I think it was probably my favorite Space Quest so far. And then Space Quest 6, the final game, was designed by Scott Murphy, the other guy from Andromeda. So we have one half of the reference for... Did these guys have a different vision? Were the first 4 games a collaborative vision that then we can see how they branch off? There's some things I could guess at based on having played Space Quest 5, but we won't know for sure until I play Space Quest 6 as well. I popped the manual open as the Starting Soon song was playing, so I certainly haven't read the few of these text-heavy pages, but I can see that A, it's very short, B, it doesn't have basic gameplay instructions because this is a point-and-click adventure game, and by the 1995 when it came out, they were like, everyone knows. Click on the icon, click on the thing. But it definitely seems to have some... I wouldn't have expected this necessarily in 1995, but it seems to still have copyright protection puzzles. So at certain points, I might need to refer to it. I've got it here. It's open. When last we left our hero, Roger Wilco, Space Quest 5 had some forward momentum for him. Instead of setting him back to being, you're just a janitor again, no one respects you. Roger actually enrolled in Space Academy, and he became the captain of a garbage vessel, and he authentically saved the world, and perhaps he'll turn it to be rewarded here. He also met his future wife, the future mother of his child. Sorry. He's the future father of his child. So what's next for Roger? Let's find out together. Start new game. Let me know the volume levels.
The Starcon Federation has reached its decision.
No voice acting for me today.
Roger Wilco, please step forward.
Okay.
Roger Wilco, you have been judged guilty
Starting
of the
in media
following
res.
crimes: abandoning your post, deviating from mission parameters, misuse of Starcon property, disintegrating a fellow officer, perpetrating a sequel without authorization, and consorting with a female of higher rank.
Nah.
Do you have anything to say for yourself before we pronounce sentence?
Can't you guys take a joke?
Do you have anything intelligent to say for yourself before we pronounce sentence?
Nope.
Very well. It is the opinion of this tribunal that as punishment for your crimes against the Starcon Federation, you are to be decommissioned. You are hereby stripped of the rank of captain. You are no longer an officer of the Starcon Federation. Your enrollment at Starcon Academy is hereby terminated. However,
Roger. Oh my. Out.
due to your successful return
mind.
of the SCS Eureka, your rescue of the Goliath's crew, and the fact that nobody gets rid of stubborn mildew stains and black heel marks as well as you do, we are returning you to your former post with Starcon Fleet. You are hereby ordered to resume your duties immediately as janitor second class on board the SCS Deep Ship 86.
There's no return from 86. As the song goes. Meh. I guess that's official Starcon Captain Jock Roger was wearing. Gotta take back everything I said about forward momentum in Roger's personal story.
Attention all hands. This is your commander speaking. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for your fine performance during our recent episode, A Stitch in Time Saves Gamma 9. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, 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 thank you. Thank you, 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 thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As a gesture of appreciation, we're putting in for shore leave on Polysorbate.
I think they could have pushed that a little bit further.
Enjoy yourselves and don't do anything I wouldn't do. Kielbasa out.
I think there's a little bit of rake gag room there for it to have
in a deserted warehouse
stopped being
just
funny and then started
outside
being
the
funny
galaxy,
again. Ooh, three-dimensional graphics.
I don't care how you do it, gentlemen, so long as his body is intact. Do you understand?
Yes, we got it. Yes, right, we got it. Yes, right.
Good. Now, I believe you'll find him here, on Polysorbate 60, on a shore that...
Great visual gag that the ship is the same shape as the assless jock
Okay.
that
I'm
Roger
ready.
had been wearing.
Energize.
As we join our hero, Roger Wilco, he has just been transported to the surface of Polysorbate 60 to enjoy a little shore leave. Apparently, there was a minor glitch in the process. Well, at least you got here with all your important parts. Your hands, your mouth, and your stomach.
Oh, great. Real wonderful. Nice beam job, you metallic piece of scrap. Jeez, this is snug. Real snug. You know, it actually makes me feel kind of good. I remember when I used to wear my mom's... well, never mind. No time for nostalgia. I've got a serious extraction problem to work out first.
Okay, before I get started here, let me... How do I get my menu to just come up for a sec? Control? There we go. So, commentary so far. I think the voice acting's pretty good. Good opening to the plot. You know, we have a good setup. Inciting incident. Someone has presumably designs on Roger, so that's cool. I think it's really interesting how, of all the different Sierra adventure series that progressed into the 90s, they all start from a common graphical style in the AGI system. And that's true even, like, I haven't played Space Quest on here, but I mean Police Quest. But I played Police Quest before in my life, and I know that first two Police Quest games look like the first few King's Quest games, which look like the Leisure Suit Larry, which look like Quest for Glory, which look like etc. And yet, they all diverge. There's no host style anymore. This does not look like King's Quest 6 or King's Quest 7. It doesn't look like Quest for Glory 4 or 5. It doesn't look like SWAT, which is what the Police Quest games turned into. Those are like full motion video games. Neat. Okay. Well, let's figure this out. In Roger's pockets. Interesting to me that they went with the spell it out. Instead of having a picture of an eye, click on eyes to look. Why not write the verb look?
It's your trusty whisk broom and dustpan.
Yeah, I know one of the Gabriel Knight games is full motion video, right? And I think one is 3D and the first one is 2D. If I'm getting that right. That's probably, I think before I move on, at least for a while, from Sierra Adventure games, I think the Gabriel Knight trilogy and probably like at least dip into like Laura Bow, maybe some of the other standalones. Okay, so I got a dustpan and I got one Buckazoid. Don't need to click on that to find it. Okay. Meanwhile, okay. Can I push off the ground?
That's delightfully non-helpful.
Okay. Let's look around.
You'd think, if indeed you did, that a guy with the skin quality of a pachyderm wouldn't have a problem with this climate. Hey, that one looks familiar. It lacks a bit in the stature department, though. Bootlicker appears to be open for business. Rats, the cinema appears to be closed. You were really hoping to see Tango and Cash 27.
Was there even a Tango and Cash 2? That's an odd series to make the endless sequelization joke about. Roger, obviously, Not a good financial planner, and perhaps not a good negotiator, because he saved the galaxy so many times, he keeps winding up on the lowest end of the totem pole. So I don't think he got a good deal on the likeness rights for when they started making movies of his story. Okay, how are we going to get it? Can we get some help from this fellow?
He wisely ignores you.
No. If I use it on myself, can I
Pinch
push it?
yourself to make sure this isn't all a bad dream.
Okay. One other thought for how I might get his attention. Can I offer him a Bugazoid?
Boy, wouldn't it be cool if that really worked?
Sure, yes. Okay. Do I ask one of the robots walking by?
He seems totally unfazed by your sorry attempt at communication.
Jeez. Well, I don't know that the garbage can robot is going to be very helpful either, but let's try.
You're no Bruce Dern, buddy. Seldom have you had the good fortune to get to know a street so up close and personal. You feel you have a real bond growing.
I think the art style is pretty cool, I'll say. I like that they did come up with icons, even though they used words down here. And I like how they finally addressed the problem of if your mouse cursor is an icon shape, how do you know where it's pointing? No mystery here.
That's an interesting piece of hardware. Your normally dim power of recollection actually recalls having seen a picture of one of these in the ship library. Get this, it's called a bike. People used to actually get on these and use their own muscles to achieve locomotion. What losers. Upon closer inspection, you notice some sort of ID card hanging on the frame.
Okay. Can I reach it?
Your reach is about as great as your personal depth.
No.
Don't touch that. Your reach is about as... You summon the ability to leave it alone.
Okay. Well. Hold on. No, not help. Not control. Back to my pockets. I have a dustpan. Can't imagine why this would help. But...
Give the broom a rest. Give the...
No. Okay. Well, kind of embarrassing. What if I clicked help? Oh, of course. Never mind. Welcome. I'm going to do my best here. Namdazarm. I wound up in the ground because of a transporter accident. We got teleported. Wait, can I just say...
Your words...
No.
I hope I never get so far gone that I end up talking to myself like this.
So, yeah. Roger was mistakenly teleported halfway into the ground. And embarrassingly, this is... you tell my score of 0. This is the very first puzzle in the whole game. And I'm stumped. But I'll figure it out in the fullness of time.
It looks like someone or something got just a little two-faced and...
Okay.
Bootlicker appears to be open.
Hey, as the animation says, thanks for following. Happy to have you here. Tell you a little bit about, besides making my way through classic adventure games. So far, it's all been Sierra, but at some point, I'll LucasArts and maybe even some third organization that made such games. Also done a lot of classic RPGs, occasionally a modern one. Right now on Sundays, I'm doing Disco Elysium, which I've been really enjoying. Me and my buddy Greg do a two-hander show on Wednesday evenings right now, although perhaps not this coming Wednesday. We call it Greg and James Beat 'em Up. We're trying to play every beat 'em up. Right now, every beat 'em up through 1993, which we're getting pretty close to accomplishing. And on Fridays, me and Greg and our buddy Rich, and then sometimes a fourth friend of ours, various fourth friends we know, all of them redheads so far, play Frosthaven, the board game sequel to Gloomhaven. Okay, come on.
You pinch yourself to make sure this...
It's got to...
Don't... You pinch your...
That's what we try to do, is have fun. I think usually we do. Check it out, everyone. My partner Danielle just got back from Las Vegas. She saw a RuPaul's Drag Race Live, and she brought me this sweet hot pink mug. Says you better work on it. All right. Come on now. Is there something else I haven't noticed yet?
The Cyclops Club doesn't appear to be doing business. Seldom have you had the good fortune to get to know a street so up close. You're back in your comfy, reassuring janitorial duds.
Excuse me. Will this robot
It just
help?
hums along,
Nope.
oblivious to your presence.
Can I grab a robot as it walks by? I can tell that this is going to be one of those ones where when I do figure out what the hell I'm supposed to do, I'm going to be like, God damn it. Let's see. Can I grab this fellow as he goes by? Well, he tried, so perhaps it's a timing thing. I just noticed, and so I'll address it right now, that we've switched to a different aspect ratio since Space Quest 5. Since Space Quest 5. So I'm not quite on the screen. Uh-oh. And then because I was addressing that, I missed my window there to try to grab him with better timing. There, that's a bit better. Okay, next time someone comes close, let's see if I can click with better timing. Probably can't grab this one.
Your reach is about as great.
Okay, the fact that there's an animation for failing to grab the humanoid walking robot suggests to me that with the proper timing, maybe I can grab him, or maybe I can grab this one.
Your reach is about...
Okay. That feels like a sign. Here he comes. Wait, can I talk to this one?
He seems totally...
No. Ha! All right, sorry, pal.
Thank you, my good man. Yikes, I hope everything came out with me.
Touché. Thank you. Oh, Roger. You know it must have, because you already know through time travel shenanigans that you will have a child someday. I suppose it's the future. There might just,
Upon grabbing the ID card, you notice the picture on it is of a rather homely-looking alien type. Yes, everyone can't be as fortunate as you.
Roger is, in most depictions, a handsome dude. Except oddly enough, like very often, specifically on the cover art, he looks worse than he does at
It's
other
the
times.
alien ID you snagged from that rusty bike. That's a fairly hideous picture of the former owner. It makes the average Department of Motor Vehicles photographer look like Ansel Adams.
Oh no, I played Space Quest 5 with my very modest but enthusiastic and committed voice acting talents. Let's see now.
Inside, he chuckles to himself with the thought that you think he might actually care what you have to say.
My goodness. Okay, well, good time to bank what we got so far. We're at the start. Let's go to the bar. Oh, okay, that's actually helpful. Where else can we go? Down the street. Down the street. But not down the street here or here. Okay. Well, let's go to Bootlicker. Whoa. Roger moves fast sometimes. I'll keep the speed at 72 for now. Let's take a look around.
This little fleshwad looks familiar. You wonder what he's doing here. Must have been a victim of the telecommunications wars. A stack of papers lay unattended on the floor. Apparently, Pa doesn't get in a big hurry to put stuff away. The headline reads, Lindbergh baby kidnapped.
So here's the thing. In one sense, that confirms for us that Space Quest takes place in the same timeline as our lives. But on the other hand, Roger is not from Earth, and this is not Earth. So they're importing old newspapers. Caused Rogers to enter on the opposing side.
Pa Conshohocken sits behind the counter
Comcast
like his
or what
favorite
have you.
possession, something he values greater than his own life, the cash register. Pa's been in business for quite a while, as his grizzled look might attest.
Is this the same voice? I think this is the same narrator from Space Quest 4. Or alternately, it's at least that there's a very natural way that you would think to narrate this particular series.
Hi there.
Howdy there, partner. The name's Pa Conshohocken. Yeah, it's my name. I'm the proprietor of this here establishment here. Now, anything I can sell you, why, you just let me know. But if you steal anything, I'll be forced to kind of kill you. Welcome.
That sounds fair.
If this had been a text-only game, that's, I think, roughly the voice I would have used for that character.
You start to say something, and then you remember that you're supposed to be a man of action, not words. Or is that the other way around?
Can I take an old newspaper?
You really don't need those.
No. Okay. Can we go deeper into the store? Otherwise, I get the feeling I probably shouldn't spend my one buckazoid until I have an idea of what I might want to spend it on.
This is the interior of Bootlicker, in keeping with most...
Sure. I was looking for a commentary on...
Your mouth waters at the wine coolers, especially this wild Roddenberry-flavored stuff. Then again, a nice
Roddenberry.
frosty Harlan Alison, a cold-filtered
Hey,
beers Anthony,
that's clever.
or a Marion Zima Bradley sounds good about now.
Very clever.
The imported stuff, like Sap Purnell and Major Kieran, is too syrupy for your tastes.
Well, let's find out.
Despite the enticing description, you really don't need that.
Okay. Let's put a pin in this place for now. Perhaps it will become clear to me why I might want to spend my one buckazoid on something here, if indeed I even can. That might not be enough. Maybe we need to go cheetah gambling somewhere. Ooh, an arcade.
Another Orion's Belt franchise. That's one place you have yet to be banished from. I'll bet that's the finest neon sculpture on the whole corner. The pilot of this craft employed a truly creative parking technique. By the looks of it, they'd been a patron of Orion's Belt immediately prior to executing this fine parking job. A mechanical traffic light diligently maintains control over the nearly non-existent traffic in the area.
Seems like over-designed to have this weird rotating thing. That's probably the joke.
It's one of those new Kodrak mobile photo booths. I heard they were beta testing those.
Can I enter the photo booth? Because an immediate thought that occurs to me is, can I spend my one buckazoid to get a photo of Roger to put onto that ID? Gotta try to think ahead to what the puzzles might turn out to be.
It's unmoved by your touch.
Well, if I use a buckazoid on it directly?
You pop a coin in the slot and climb on in.
All right. I'm looking pretty good. Fire away. There's got to be an optics problem with that machine. I look partially digested.
Good thing you didn't opt for that second set of prints after all. Guess that guy won't be filing any complaints with the Portable Business Association.
Okay. So, feels like I was on the right track. Though the concern that arises immediately is what if I was supposed to go and make some more money somehow in the arcade? Typically, arcades don't actually, you get the high score on asteroids and then it pays out like a slot machine. But, okay. Can I just do this?
You quite cleverly paste your picture over the old one on the ID card.
The more and more adventure games you play, the more and more you start thinking like you're in an adventure game and anticipating the puzzles. Can I now get into Orion's Belt? Let's find it.
Hello, Mr. Bouncer?
He pays very little attention. You're pretty used to it. But someday...
Well, if I show him my ID, will he send me in?
As cool as it would be to interface
No.
these two items, no good would come of it.
Only one of those things is an item, but okay. Alright, so perhaps Orion's Belt is not the destination. Or perhaps it just doesn't say exit on it? Yeah, that's weird, but okay.
It would appear that once again, Vice is a bit more profitable than most business ventures. This place is almost too hip for the planet. But then, that's no mean feat, given what a total heap this place appears to be.
I don't think they quite understood what the phrase "no mean feat" is means.
Can't you see he's working the room here? He's expecting a babe stampede any minute now. His lifespan, no matter how long, will never be enough. But hey, a guy can dream.
It's really popping that hip.
No one here is interested in conversing with you. Get used to it. Don't take it personally. Maybe it's just a species thing.
Except the bartender. Except that I can't buy anything.
What can I do for you there, fella?
What have you got?
Well, aside from the obvious stuff which is glaring in your face from the back wall here, I
Hey,
do
come
make
on,
some
pal.
mixed drinks. I mean, if I do say so myself, I make a pretty mean William Gibson and a pretty good ass-em-off cocktail, you know what I mean, huh? Hey, I got you. Try a fuzzy toe jam. They seem to be pretty popular with your particular species here.
Well, I'm going to pass because I don't want to get killed for not being able to pay.
You know what? I think I'll pass.
For now. For now. Can we go deeper in? I guess the only way to find out for sure, it's inconsistent with its use of the exit. Let's try taking the elevator up. See what happens. It's frustrating to know I might be in an unwinnable state because I spent my first Buckazoid in the wrong spot, but we're early on enough. Roger walks pretty fast. If it comes to it, we can recover. We don't have the King's Quest VII innovation of an indicator for when the screen will scroll.
Your words cause everything to become speechless. How dynamic of you. Woof, woof. Adventure game stress must really be getting to you if you want to get romantic with that.
Who said anything about romance? And also, geez, rude. Okay. We're getting the feel for the lay of the land here. Can we go to the restroom? Doesn't look like it. Looks like they're blocking the door. What about this exit? Back alley? No, basement. Good tune.
You found your way to the not-so-spiffy basement of the nightclub. Numerous stock items are stored down here. They're just some no-deposit empties. I don't know what comes down here, but these definitely have some sort of deposit. Cartons of really boring stuff like cocktail napkins and the like populate a good portion of the area down here. A lone bare light bulb dangles from the ceiling, casting very little good light.
Okay. 1 second. Refilling my tea. Okay.
You found your way.
Whoop. Sorry. Feet. Can we scroll? We can scroll. Do I want to take a bottle?
That wouldn't prove fulfilling.
No, guess not.
You found your way to the... They're just some no deposit empties. I don't know what comes down here. That wouldn't prove...
Okay. Can we go
Don't
in?
touch that.
Crawl on a pipe, Roger? Nope.
It wouldn't be... Don't touch...
Turn up the
Summon
light. See what happens in the dark? No. Okay. Sort of reminiscent of the Space Quest 3 experience right now, just in the sense that rather than pursuing a clear goal, I am pursuing the task of acquiring puzzle points while we wait for an inciting incident to occur. Is that something?
The street's a little...
Nope. Is this something?
The puddle looks like water, but on this orb, you just never can tell.
Can we go further down the street? Rigodeth, welcome. We're early on. Here we are in the arcade. But if there is a game, I can't play it unless it's on free play.
Look, it's the hot new game, Stooge Fighter 3. It's supposed to be the goriest, most violent arcade game since Disemboweling for Dollars.
Another case of an interesting choice of reference for the joke, given that the big two 90s fighting game franchises, Street Fighter is not the one that you would note for its violence and gore. I guess they couldn't come up with a good pun. Is it on free play by any chance? Hey, it's a Scumsoft. And do we get to just play? I guess I'll be Big Mo. Usually when I play a fighting game, I pick a pretty girl. A for backwards, S to duck, D for forwards. And, okay. Okay.
Let's get ready to rumble!
I guess I gotta hold down the attack buttons?
See that? Hit that! Oh, a wise guy!
Okay, there we go.
Oh,
Okay.
a wise guy!
So you really don't want to back up because there's
See that? Hit that!
no obvious options for controlling the space. Let's see if I can just spam poking.
Oh, a
Uh,
wise guy! Oh, a wise
Oh,
guy!
oh.
Hit that!
Very silly that... well, you know what?
Quelly Joe wins.
I got all the way through the remake of Quest for Glory and was into playing the original, the EGA version, before I got the obvious Three Stooges reference there. So I guess it's not that embarrassing that I only just realized that, these are obviously Mo and Curly.
Oh, a wise guy! Oh,
And
a
the other
wise
one was
guy.
Larry.
See that? Hit that!
Hey, he actually took a step back.
See that? Hit that!
Maybe I'm just not a Mo main. Maybe I'm a Larry.
wise gun. Oh, a wise gun. Oh, a wise gun. See that? Hit that.
It does have that feel. I guess we could say it does seem like if perhaps Scott Murphy, which makes sense since I think he's the programmer of the two. Maybe I'm wrong with that though. But I guess it makes sense if he's the one who was pushing for, hey, let's have an arcade minigame, at least one in each game we make. Let me play Stooge Fighter 3. Also, it's called Stooge Fight. Yeah, it should not have taken me that long. I love that. I think Larry's got the best look of the three. Try one more time. Not sure there's any reason I need to do well at this. Seems like it'd be very difficult to play this with the mouse.
Let's get ready to rumble!
All right. Okay. I don't know if it's specifically Larry's damage output that is really low, or if it's just the whoever you play as, but I'm really getting outpaced here. I will say also, this is not fun. This kind of reminds me of in Greg and James beat 'em up history. We've played a few like home computer beat 'em ups, mostly for like the Amiga, and the not quite capturing the arcade action feel was an issue there too. Oh, come on. There's no real obvious opportunity to punish, so to speak, when you successfully defend or evade. That. There's a, I don't know, famous would not be the right word, but there is a Montezuma's Revenge ad where from the early 80s, where the belligerent hype man is like, in this game, you arcade freaks, you're gonna have to use your brains, and you computer nerds, you're gonna have to use your reflexes or something like that. Getting at the big divide. Of the day. Ah, man, this was going great. But then, like, rubber band AI here, just at a certain point, just spams the moves until you're dead. Okay.
Big Mo wins the match. He
moited me. This ain't a war, it's a moiter. Game over, man. Okay, cool. Let's keep exploring. Excuse me, ma'am. Although my heart belongs to another.
Scrump off, you little felchmonger.
Well, what does that mean?
Interesting. She appears to be waiting for someone. She might be one of those professional ladies your mom told you about.
Nurses? I know that men can be nurses because both of my parents are nurses. So I've just started So here's the deal with my Larry playthrough. Another fun thing about 58 Dream Street. I recently, okay, bear with me while I tell a little story. In the final fight against Shemp, the non-playable character. What on earth was I saying? Oh yes, about Larry. So I teach engineers. I'm the non-engineer on the faculty of engineering at my institution, so I teach like technical writing and ethics and that kind of stuff. And last fall, instead of getting a promotional fee from Sprint, they were paying Capcom for the rights to Akuma. The LGBTQ Student Society at my institution asked me last fall if I would perform at their drag night. And I said, yeah, because, whenever the students ask me to do anything, if I'm free, I want to help. So I said, yeah, and I went and did it. I figured it'd be fun. I did not think that I was going to be like, oh, wow, holy shit, I want to be a drag performer now. But that's what ended up happening. And so a thing that I've done, I've only done it twice so far, including the first episode of my Leisure Suit Larry and the Land of Lounge Lizards playthrough, is that when I have the time on a Saturday, which was not today, but the current trend is if I have the time to get into full drag on a Saturday, I'm playing through the Leisure Suit Larry series in character as my drag persona, Jamie Rose. So not only, yes, am I playing Leisure Suit Larry, I'm playing it while doing a questionably chosen Fran Drescher impression. The heart wants what it wants. Hey, this guy looks familiar.
What's special about this Abby Normal guy? Good night, Mr. Feldman, wherever you are. You are visually unimpressed. This one's labeled fresh. By the looks of things around here, fresh is a very relative term.
Brain-dead products have been a staple of the home-built being hobbyist for decades now. They make a fine line of adapter plugs which allow for cross-species component swapping. Means you'll be able to pick up parts anywhere other beings exist. Nice deal, huh? They also make a pretty fine moddy. Get tired of what kind of mood your droid, or spouse for that matter, is in? Why, you just slap in one of those babies and bingo! You can modify them into a whole new attitude. Find a wife type who won't pay some big buckazoids for that. Too bad the sale of them is illegal. About all I do is trade for them. It's one of them loopholes, guess you could say. Kinda developed a hobby of collecting the suckers.
Okay, well, we get the idea here. If I'm going to get one of these cranial implants, it's going to have to be through barter, and I doubt that he'll accept a dustpan for one. And yet, why wouldn't I try? What a silly thing to say. This is illogical, and so I won't try it in an adventure game.
It probably seemed like a good idea to you at one time.
No, but is that because...
Howdy, stranger. The name's Blatz. Fester Blatz. Welcome to Implants and Stuff. Go ahead. Have a look around at some of the most interesting replacement body components this lovely planetoid has to offer.
They all look like...
A nice fresh sales pitch.
They all look like braids.
I'm sure you'd love to be able to play with it. You've always wanted to. That just isn't on the agenda this game, Roger.
Okay, interesting. All right, well, we're getting the lay of the land. Let's keep doing that.
A very odd fixture occupies a good portion of this corner. Its purpose is irrelevant, as it seems to be the victim of a lack of maintenance and some sort of clinging mineral-like deposit, which have been laid down in several arch-shaped patterns.
Okay.
A sensible person would be afraid to find out what this caps off. That being the case, I'll take the liberty of telling you that it's something you don't want to mess with.
Hello, bag of magic food. I think so. Like he's the narrator?
That wouldn't prove fulfilling.
Well, let's keep going places. Yes. Okay. Don't want to leave, Roger? Uh-oh. Okay, unstuck. We've done the unstuck. On the Dragnote, I took my first step towards doing a non-invited by the students to a show at my institution drag performance in the real world today by introducing myself to the host of the drag brunch and adding the "can I come play" thing, and seemed receptive.
Hey, don't put your mouth on that.
Well, I was trying to
You drool in that direction.
talk to him, but okay. What do we got here?
This place still has those old-style ray projection infomercial viewers. What rubes.
Infomercial viewers.
Nice place, if you're a fan of dives. That's the manager of this little slice of heaven. He looks like he's an expert on energy conservation. Mainly his.
Well, let's see if we can put our mouth on him.
He seems to be ignoring you.
What if I ding the bell?
You give the bell a pass with your hand. The manager doesn't exactly spring to life in response, but he does.
Oh no. Let's try that again.
You give the bell a pass with your hand. The manager doesn't exactly spring to life in response, but he does stir a bit and grant you a segment of one eye.
Can we speak now?
Excuse me.
Yes.
I'd like a room, please.
Really? I mean, really?
Oh.
Well, I think we got one or two for a couple of $100 buckazoids a night. In advance, you understand.
I believe I have a prepaid reservation provided me by StarCon.
I got no reservations from any StarCon. I got no reservations, period. I do a cash business. You want a room, cough out the buckazoids.
So that's, 200. Well, okay.
200? Don't you listen, son? I said 300. That's 300 a night. And I don't include any weird pets. Them's extra.
I could have sworn you said...
You calling me a liar? I don't need no guff from the likes of you. This is the finest lodging on the planet, son. You don't like the prices, you can just take your sorry, pinkish carcass out of here.
Well, 300? Okay, but give me your finest room then.
The finest room. Yeah, right. You got it, buckaroo. Best in the house. Coming right up. Pay up, and we're in business.
Well. Little leitmotif there. So Scott Murphy and Mark Crowe didn't have such a bad falling out that Scott Murphy was like, I'm not using your little song anymore. So that's good. It's not rent, it's board. Oh well. Okay. So, can I go anywhere? Probably not here. Okay. Probably we do need to get 300 buckazoids somehow to stay at the Dewbeam. But let's keep on. Oh, our Lady of the Evening has moved on. And we're back here. Okay. Looks like I've plumbed the limits of what's going on here. Can we pry up the manhole?
Don't pick at it.
No. Okay. So we've got a sense of the lay of the land. How am I going to do anything? We'll figure it out, maybe.
Real
No? Okay. Can I speak to this one guy who I
He's
keep
too
seeing?
far away or doesn't care.
Hey,
I wonder if you... Nah, what was I thinking?
What?
hey.
Buddy, maybe you can help me out. I'm trying to track down this Ender droid. I'm an Ender droid runner. I know it don't look so hot, but I'm in disguise, you know?
In disguise? Yeah, you do look disguised. I just don't know what like. Hey, here's a tip. Think seriously about a flea dip.
Jeez,
I could
Roger.
really use your help getting this one. I've had a hell of a time tracking him down. You've got to help me. Tell you what, if you can find and immobilize this bionic beer roller,
You're going to give me 300
it's worth
buckazoids.
50 buckazoids to you.
50.
What do
Okay.
you say to that? I've scoured this dung heap and haven't seen synthetic hide nor hair of him. All that's left to check is that bar. I'd go in there myself, you see, but I've had a little misunderstanding with the management. No biggie. I'm sure it'll blow over soon. Anyway, can you help me out? What do you say? 50 buckazoids. And if you don't mind me saying it, you look like you could use it. So how about it?
Well, I don't know. What's this Endodroid thing look like? And why do you want it?
Well, he's about your height, only maybe a few inches higher. And I'd say about your weight, give or take 60 pounds or so. But then that's just probably because of that stuff he's made of. Kind of a liquid metal thing, but that's not important. He's got a crew cut, and I think he was wearing a long, dark coat. Has a strange accent.
But why do you want him?
Oh, he made some people mad.
How?
Oh, I guess he sort of jumped out of his program and kind of killed and or mangled a score or so of co-workers and, more importantly, management personnel. A big no-no. No big deal. I just gotta take him in for analysis and processing. It could help pull me out of my, unfortunate cash flow situation. And most importantly, it can mean 50 buckazoids for you. What do you say?
Well, I could use the buckazoids. I'll see what I can do.
Great. You won't regret it. You're gonna need this data quarter. It's been modified to only be sensitive to certain unique components like droidium, something only an Ender droid would be composed of. This will help you root him out.
Okay.
Good luck. Let me know when you've got him. Thanks. I gotta go check in with the home office. I'll check back out here a little later to see how you're coming along.
So we now have 2 short-term objectives. Help this guy, and downstream of that, pay for a room. And we know that there's a plot lurking because there's somebody after Roger again. Interesting choice. This is obviously a Blade Runner reference, and yet there's no Harrison Ford to the impression. Or to the voice. Okay. So we're looking for a guy. Whoops, wrong thing. Of about Roger's height, give or take a few inches, and his weight, give or take 60 pounds.
This is the
Crew
data
cut.
order you got from that Endodroid
And,
hunter dude.
I mean, sounds like another Terminator reference that we're hunting for. Well, let's see. If there's nowhere to look except the bar, before I even start using the item on folks, I guess I might as well just walk around. Okay. No, none of the readily available visible characters in the bar look like the description. And yet, if it's a liquid metal thing, like the T-1000, maybe it just changed its shape, or maybe it's their way to get into the bathroom. Can I talk to this
I
fellow?
wouldn't risk talking to one of these folks. They might just turn to face you.
Okay. And then this is the way... Wasn't this to the basement? No, that was somewhere else, I guess.
Well, that wasn't too bad for a borderline physical specimen like you. It didn't quite get the job done, though.
Is that a keep doing it? Yes, it is.
Nah, you still haven't convinced the door to yield to your obviously superior physical presence. Wow, you really did it. Not exactly the subtlest of entry techniques, but effective. That's pretty macho for the likes of you. Who would have guessed you'd have the makings of a Starsky or a Hutch, or a Tango or a Cash?
Another Tango and Cash reference. Interesting. This just takes us... Okay, we've already been here, except now...
Oh, now, and I don't rearrange your organs.
You know what? Let's throw down a save just in case I am about to get my organs rearranged. No, he is murdering me.
That's a great improvement. Look much better now.
Well, he did warn you. I'm not going to say he told you so, but he did.
Remember when he said he would kill me almost immediately? He did not lie. Okay. Is there any other choice here? Is that a pipe on the ground? Can I fight this guy with a pipe? Oh no. He's about to kill me again.
Well, he did. I'm not going to say he...
Okay. Let's score the pipe and get out of here. Quickly. Okay. Is that sufficient for me to go? Probably not, because otherwise, why do you give me the device? Also, where is he?
It's one of those Bjorn guys. It's so cute when they talk about assimilating everyone.
Well, there is no one of these guys, one of these two guys from Andromeda was the Star Trek reference guy and the other one's not. We can confirm that much. Is there any communication property to this? I can hail my dude?
It probably seemed like a good idea.
No. Okay. Well, perhaps it's just getting myself killed again, but let's go get myself killed again. See what happens. Imagine game designers in the late 80s and early 90s.
I don't rearrange your organs.
I don't think I'm going to beat this guy with a pipe, but let's try. Nope, time to die.
Well, he did. I'm not going to say he told...
Okay. Get the pipe, for whatever reason. Can we speak to him?
Hey there. So, what's up? Pretty crappy weather we're having, don't you think? Wow, so what's with the hole in your arm? That's gotta sting.
It's just a protracted version of the same death.
My, you're a tall one. Is there something I can do for you?
He's apparently a social minimalist. His only reaction is the kind of look that makes you want to run to the safety of your closet and assume your all too familiar fetal position. I'm not going to say he told...
Okay. Interesting scenario here. Can I look at him just...
It's the endodroid, and he's repairing himself. Yuck.
Okay. Oh no, I didn't leave fast enough. We have to watch Roger get skinned again. Alright guys.
There, that's
Turned
a great
inside out.
improvement. Look much better now.
Well, I'm not going to say he...
Okay.
You found your...
Okay. So, what's this thing for?
This is the data corder you got from that endodroid hunter dude.
If I used it faster down here, would it data cord him so I have evidence? Because it's clearly not needed to identify him if Rogers knows just from
Now,
looking.
and I don't rearrange your...
No. Okay. Okay. Duly
Yeah,
noted.
that's a great improvement.
Well, he did. I'm not going to
Definition of insanity stuff here. But 3 points. So that's a start. 3 points for picking up a pipe. Don't know what to do with it yet. Gotta run to the washroom. Taking a brief intermission. Hang tight, gang. I'll be right back with you. And we're back at it. Okay. We have found the Ender droid, or whatever it was being called. We've been killed by it many times. What's next? Can I use it from outside the area?
Excellent guess, Kreskin. Wrong, but excellent.
No. Okay. If we go down and talk to him, he kills us. If we go down and try to club him with a pipe, he kills us. If we go down and try to data cord him, kills us. What you doing, Roger?
Hey there, guy. Come on now. Hey, you can't come back here. You want something? You let me know, all right?
Yeah, what are you doing, Roger? At least the bartender doesn't summarily execute Roger for trying to go behind the bar. Okay, let's see. Can we run into our not Deckard friend again? Just by searching the streets? Probably not. Embarrassing, but I only just got the bootlicker pun. Never let it be said that I am too prideful to admit.
Yes, you actually...
When my master's degree in English and my professional career as a technical writing instructor fail me so badly. I think probably the answer to... Yeah. That was a prerequisite to be hired at Sierra. I think quite literally, Roberta herself, at least so far, is the only one. Actually, now that I say that, even the little bit of Police Quest I've played makes me pretty confident that Police Quest is not filled with playful wordplay. Or any kind of wordplay. What kind of wordplay is there that isn't playful? Who are these fellas, now that they've emerged?
These guys are a nicely matched set. They seem to be amusing each other to a very high degree.
Can I come
He
play?
ignores you. Get used to it.
No? What about this one?
He ignores you.
No.
Gee, she looks pretty busy right now. Maybe I should wait until she's done with that table.
Okay. Is that a real piece of advice from the game? Or is that just a...
Howdy,
Yeah.
dollface. What can I get you?
Nothing right now, thanks.
Okay, you just let me know if you change your mind, hon.
Hey, nice voice, robot. What is this a thing?
Trendy. Cargo ship grating seems to have been used in an artsy fashion to create... it must be pretty interesting below when someone up here rejects whatever substances they may have consumed over the previous couple of hours.
Heh. Touché. Well, we definitely
ignores you.
can't chat with these guys. Okay. So, do I keep on, is the solution to do the sequence in the basement better? Maybe. Let's give it a shot.
You go now, and I don't rearrange your organs.
The Endodroid's home surgery kit sits on the crate, but I suppose you can see that.
Pretty sure this has already not worked once, but let me just make sure. No. I'm not going to beat this guy with a pipe. That would be a charmingly literal puzzle solution.
Well, he did warn you.
It's a nice touch that the voice and the attire is clearly, obviously, an Arnold reference. But there's a little bit of Dolph Lundgren, too. Okay. Showing him my card is not going to do anything. If I go down and start cleaning, will he respect me for, he'll be like, oh, okay, you belong here. Probably not. And yet, what else am I trying here? What other ideas am I not pursuing?
You go now.
As cool as it would be.
No. Okay. Let's go. I need to go back one last time for now, and probably several more times before I figure out what to do, but...
You go now.
It's the Endodroid, and he's repairing himself. Yuck.
Okay. I don't think it matters that Roger has seen the Endodroid officially because it doesn't affect the score. But what if it does matter? Let's do some revisiting for the moment. I mean, you know what I haven't tried in the basement there? I haven't tried to just walk across the room towards the Endodroid. Then again, doing that most likely just results in us seeing Roger get turned inside out in a different part of the filthy basement.
Now that's an interesting specimen. Is this place the backwoods of the universe or what? Interesting head formation. He looks like one of those cranium suckers you saw in a scary movie once. Guess that means you'll be safe.
No.
Another in the wide variety of life forms you've seen on this planet. This guy just stands there, looks, and fires an occasional lunger. How did all these forms manage to come together in one place? Normally, you'd have to travel light years to run into just a few different life forms. This place has the odds beaten big time.
This looks very familiar to me. I can't tell. Is that a reference to
Last
something?
year's hot arcade punch 'em up, more dull combat 2.
Ah. So they even had a pun for Mortal Kombat, and yet... Oh, I'm just now realizing that when we get the leitmotif of the Space Quest theme, it's specifically because Roger is whistling it. That's fun.
Your words caused... This little purple being is kicking Fanny on this game. He's built up an audience.
Good for him.
Don't interrupt it.
No, okay. Can we play this game?
It feels slightly gritty. You suppress an urge to dust it.
No, dust it a little, Roger.
As cool...
No, okay. Don't think anyone here wants to talk to me.
In that direction. Leave him alone. He's trying...
What's this?
This arcade,
Anything?
known to the locals as Dismembers Only, is... And those are just the employees.
No. I'm going to leave it to my imagination what the joke there might have been. Hey, obvious Mario reference up there. Senatorial puddle. Hey, there's a... Been a few senatorial puddles in the news this week. Anyway, thanks for stopping by to offer the best viewers. But we already got the best viewers and it was free. So I don't need you. Have fun in the cornfield. What's this?
The street's a little bit cleaner here. It does have that peculiar burn crater just under the traffic signal.
Is there a funny death of being killed by the traffic signal? If I stand too close to it? Or if I try to touch it?
Real cute. climb the pole and switch the signs. How juvenile. But then again, we're talking about you. Nonetheless, forget it. There's almost no traffic to confuse anyway.
And also, why would you do that? Sociopathic. Okay. I mean, I guess I should go back and just try the can I walk towards him? Even though that does most likely just get us watching Roger be skinned again. Or can I take the elevator even though I don't have a room yet?
Hey, where you going, son?
No. That's fair. There's no scroll. Okay. Well, I got a little chunk of time. Hey, look, they've changed what's playing. Do we get a new joke here?
Rats. The cinema appears to be...
No. Can we speak to the Borg? To the Bjorn?
He ignores you. Get used to it.
Nope. Okay. Okay. Hopefully I figure something more out. Even if only to come in a little bit better than 30 puzzle points in session 1, even if it's a shorter session, where I might not be mentally my sharpest, thanks to Drag Brunch. Because obviously normally I'm real sharp, right? All right, let's try the walk over and get killed right up close. I don't really foresee this helping. But I'm curious. Okay. Or, can I get close enough to him to club him? No. Certainly can't. Can I get close enough to him
Well, I'm not going to say he...
to record evidence of him without him getting up? Probably not. But very often, when there's even like a mild action sequence in an adventure game, the solution turns out to be a frustratingly specific sequence of actions. So, no.
Yeah, that's a...
Well, I'm not going to say he...
Okay. Let's take a break on getting Roger turned inside out. Let's see if this lady would like
drool in that direction.
Come on, Roger. You don't need to drool this much. Okay. What's this?
The interesting parking technique employed by the pilot of this formerly space-worthy ship has made entry impossible. Makes you wonder how or if the pilot got out. The planet's persistent drizzle of water and other unidentified substances have permanently sealed this thing shut.
Oh my. Hello, Clef. Quite an entrance. Whose review is that? Where is that from? Obviously, I'm not going to skip the last game in the franchise. I not only AdventureGamers.com. Fair. Not only did I, play through the final entry in the King's Quest franchise, but I did an enormous amount of legwork to even get that game running. So I'm not going to quit on Space Quest 6 just because there might be some frustrating lack of direction right now. But on that note, why not keep on trying whatever on whatever?
Boy, wouldn't it be cool if that really worked?
Yes? That's why I tried it. Is there anything I can sweep up?
Hey, take it easy.
Clean up the streets?
Give the broom a rest.
Nope. Okay. Wait. There's a window that seems like it's a...
Flaming barrels remind you of the good old days, kicking back in the sandy outback of Corona, roasting grell burgers over a lit rocket nozzle. Life was so simple then, but then so are you. Apparently, some things don't change.
Roger gets no respect from his narrator.
Another Orion's Belt franchise. That's one...
Okay. So no, it looks like we don't have a quick route in.
The barrel's a little too hot to mess with.
Okay.
The street's a little bit cleaner here.
Okay. Keep clicking around. If the answer turns out to be after you've seen the Ender Droid, you must go back to the arcade and play the game for a bit, and then something will progress.
What, do you want to get a scum souvenirs?
Seems very actually... Now that I've said that out loud, something like that could totally turn out to be the answer here.
She says, scrump off.
Yeah, no, she doesn't want to talk. She is not feeling it. Can I trade a lead pipe for some sort of implant? Probably not.
As cool as it would be, it would appear that... Excellent guess, Kreskin. Wrong.
Yeah.
It hurts your eyes to
Come
look
on,
at
we
this.
can't just get
In
Lori
fact,
Ann
you feel
down
a
here.
major headache
Do
coming.
one quick line reading.
That bores me so. Wow, an Apple II Plus running biorhythms. You thought IBM had rounded all those up and landfilled them decades ago, back when Apple started the push to open home computing to the public, making it fun and accessible.
Whoa. Take that, IBM. Here in this game for
Careful, boy.
DOS.
You don't want to be pricking yourself with one of those. They are...
No, that makes sense. I understand why. I wouldn't want to do that.
Go ahead and look around, partner. I'll be glad to answer any questions you might have about my fine line of merchandise. Yes, sirree. Have a look.
Can I actually get his answers somehow?
You get a jump on senility by mumbling to yourself.
No. It's not that easy, at least. Can I point?
I'm sure you'd... It feels...
Can I talk to him a second time?
Look around.
No.
Brain-dead products have been a staple of the home-built being hobbyist for decades now.
Etc., etc.,
They
etc.
also make a pretty fun... Too bad the...
Okay. Hey, we have a new fellow here.
Those two look like people my mom warned me about. I think I should avoid them.
Who? That's a... Like, I can remember my mom giving me various warnings about not falling in with bad crowds. I can't remember a warning as detailed or explicit
That's not.
as implied by that dialogue. Okay. I don't know. Is this...
Some wise sap closed up shop and jammed from this dying settlement.
Hey, we got eyes. Creepy eyes in there.
It feels slightly gritty.
Okay. Spend a little bit more time mindlessly clicking around before I think about asking for a nudge to see if we can make even a tiny little bit more progress today. Got about a half hour.
Don't pick at it, you'll...
Outpost, the movie.
It wouldn't...
Can we go back get the bike too?
Don't bother. You can get rust anywhere.
That's true. That's true. There's always the risk of falling into a rut, which I do sometimes when I'm desperate in an adventure game, of continually trying the same thing that you already know doesn't work. But perhaps I can restrain myself.
Hello, Mr. Bouncer?
He pays very little attention. You're pretty used to it. But someday...
That's true. That is true. Especially when you've wound up in a place where the answer is going to turn out to be, which it very well might in this case, going to turn out to be like, you know, you got to click in this specific spot or at this exact moment. You never know, and doing the same thing again is not actually doing the same thing again. And you've done it slightly differently, and now it works.
I wouldn't risk talking to one of... Your utterances fall. He can't hear you, and more importantly, probably doesn't want to. You get a...
Okay. Assume I can't actually order drinks on account of not having money, but let's see what happens. Hey, come on, pal.
What can I do for you there, fella?
What have you got?
Well, aside from the obvious stuff which is glaring in your face from the back wall here, I do make some mixed drinks. I mean, if I do say so myself, I make a pretty mean William.
All right, pull up your... Okay. I can't see why any specific one of these drinks... I guess... It's really tangential to be like, well, William Gibson, Cyberpunk, a Blade Runner reference. What if some... And yet...
Okay, you got it, pal.
Okay. No, but I guess I just drank it. Did I score a point for doing so?
What can I do for you?
All right, let's try getting Roger drunk.
Okay, you got it, pal.
That did nothing.
What can I do for you there, fella? Okay, you got it, pal.
So I think I was awarded a point for the first one, for the William Gibson. I don't suspect this is actually going to do anything different, but who knows?
You go now, and I don't rearrange your organs.
It's a fairly heavy and solid piece of pipe.
Okay.
Hey there. So, what's up? Pretty crappy weather we're having, don't you think? Wow, so what's with the hole in your arm?
So he's
That's
just...
gotta
No.
sting.
However,
My.
once Roger has been inverted
There's something
once
I can
again...
do for you?
Whoa.
He's apparently a... I'm not going to say he...
We will have the option to go back and confirm that, okay, having that William Gibson did seem to give me a point.
What can I do for you there, fella?
I don't know why,
What have you got?
what's downstream of that.
Well, aside...
Let's try, what if I did a different drink though? What if I said,
Okay, you got it, pal.
okay. So you do get a point for ordering a drink. There's no accompanying animation showing us that Roger drank the drink, although obviously he does not gain access to it in his inventory. So this is not a get someone drunk or, you know, unconscionably feed an alcoholic more liquor puzzle like in Leisure Suit Larry. What if there's a way to stand at the railing?
But you repress your urge to...
Nope.
It's too humiliating to sit alone.
Is it less humiliating to just be at the bar wandering around awkwardly? It's not obvious to me that it is. Okay. Having a drink gave me a point, but to what end? Okay. Hold on then. Is this the answer?
This button turns the data coder on and off.
Oh. Yes. Sure. Auto reconfiguring, which is hopefully useful.
You have successfully reconfigured the data coder for standard use.
Okay. I'm fairly confident. Yeah, okay. Droidium, and we're also getting a proximity reading. The thing is on now. Is that the difference maker?
You go now, and I don't rearrange your organs.
Well, hold on, sir.
This button turns the data coder on.
Okay, yes.
Don't open the data coder when it's switched on, doing such as your central nervous system.
Okay. Okay. So yes. But I'm still just gonna die if I do this, right?
Yeah, that's a great...
Well, I'm not
Okay.
going to say he told...
So if this thing is just a scanner for finding
Hey,
him,
don't put your mouth...
it's kind of useless in the sense that we already found him. The game will just tell
Now,
me
what
who
can
he
I
is.
do
It's
for
also
you there,
obvious
fella?
who he is.
What have you got?
Well, aside from the obvious stuff, which is glaring in your face from the back.
Yeah. Give me a William Gibson. A Bill
Okay, you
Gibson,
got it,
please.
pal.
Okay. So turning on the scanner, getting a positive reading. What if just getting that positive reading and then bailing changes the calculus?
You go now, and I don't rearrange...
I mean, we all read that little review excerpt that Clem shared. It's quite possible. Okay. If we auto reconfigure, what's the point? Is there any point? Quite possibly not.
You have successfully reconfigured the data coder for standard use. This is the data coder's proximity display. If one light is on, the selected chemical compound shown on the LCD screen is present, but at an extremely low trace level. If two lights are on, the compound
Yes.
is within 100 meters. If all three lights are on and flashing, the compound is within 10 meters. If no lights are on, either the data coder is not turned on, or there is no detectable trace of the compound.
Wow, that's a lot of dialogue to explain a very intuitive thing.
This is the data coder's LCD view screen. When powered up, the chemical compound being scanned for appears on this screen. When reconfigured for other modes, the name of the mode appears on this screen. See how easy? And it really, really works.
What did Roger do to his thumb? He's got like a crack in his nail, a bruise. I don't know. Ooh. Because we could walk closer, but with him not immediately killing us.
This button turns the data coder.
Oh my goodness. Keeps switching me to...
They don't do anything when you...
Okay, wait.
This
Did
is
I
the data
miss...
coder's
Okay.
proximity
Was there
display.
actually a fourth
If
thing?
one light is on, the selected chemical compound shown on the LCD screen is present, but at an extremely low trace level. If two lights are on, the compound is within 100 meters. If all three lights are on and flashing, the compound is within 10 meters. If no lights are on, either the data coder is...
Okay, so... Alright. Can I get close enough to this guy without being murdered? to make it flash.
You have successfully reconfigured the data coder for standard use.
Or is the fact that it said all 3 lights on and flashing just a script issue? Yeah. They came up with the idea. The flashing was a very late in the game idea, and they just already allocated the budget. And he gets up to kill me.
Well, I'm not going to say he told you.
He did, but like, okay. Well, let's get our 1 point for just, you know, having a drink, a free drink.
Well, let's say. Okay, you got it, pal.
Before I throw down a save to bank my free drink point, I guess I should make sure that Roger doesn't get murdered for trying to leave without paying. Yeah. We think that this one additional detail will really bring it home to the players when they've used the scanner successfully.
You go now and...
Too bad. Players don't even like adventure games according to our research. Can I steal something off of here?
They won't do you any good. They're made to run off the power supply of an endodroid.
Okay. Can't walk all the way over here to get close enough to him. All right.
Well, I'm not going to say he...
So... Oh. After even checking to make sure that I wasn't creating a Roger gets killed scenario.
Well, let's say.
I didn't update the save.
Okay, you got.
You drool in.
Maybe I'm tapping. Maybe I'm gonna got 15 minutes. Maybe I'm gonna max out it. Actually, you know what? Just in case there's a something buried related to having that drink when I don't have Buckazoids. Okay, let's at least try getting a successful read.
You go now and I don't
This button turns the data...
Man. Ta-da! We found him. Wonder if any of the rest of this stuff is here. No. Seems quite possible we're going to need to reuse this at some point. Okay. What if I turn it off and then open this up? Oh my goodness.
This is the Dentium chip.
Is this... Because I saw a thing about a puzzle. Yes. Okay. Perhaps this is the answer. Is the thing just not set up properly? Let's find it.
This is the Spentium chip. This is the Dimtel chip. This is the Fermentium chip.
Wait, one sec. No, the sense I'm getting here, unless I've missed something, is that this is going to be a puzzle. But I don't think it is yet. Okay. Well, let's...
Captain, there be switches here. These are IRK switches. Only one switch for each sensor array may be on at any time. And only one IRK switch of each number 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 may be on at any time.
So, there is a homing beacon puzzle. There is a worksheet explaining something about it. Homing beacon puzzle. Okay, there's actually a whole page. Okay. Don't know if this is actually anything I'm supposed to be messing around with right now, but let's try it. One A indentium here in the worksheet. 3B and repentium. C fermentium. And 5. 7 dimtel. D9. That's all lined up. 9 spentium. Okay. So right now it is tachyon transmitter. If I change it to be okay, hold on. What is different? Nothing is different between what it says makes the thing a tachyon transmitter and what it says makes it a particle shield. For a moment I thought, what if I need a shield? But there's also seems to be separately a logic puzzle here. I don't know. I love logic puzzles. Not sure I've got the brain for it right at this moment or the time, but maybe I do. Okay, hold on. Let's see. The tachyon transmitter should use the dentium chip and should not be placed at sensor array C. The particle shield should not be placed at sensor array E. Subspace emitter should not use ERC7. Yeah, it's got like a Casino Nights feel, doesn't it? Which is my absolute favorite Sonic music. Oh, okay. There's these additional letters too. Okay. The tachyon transmitter should use the dentium chip and should not be placed at sensor array C. The particle shield should not be placed at sensor array E. Particle shield. Okay. Subspace emitter should not use ERC7. The recalibrating fluctuator. Wait, were the hints on the previous page too? I'm not sure. What's a zebra puzzle? It definitely looks like we have a logic puzzle here. And if solving it makes a homing beacon, then perhaps the idea is just to get a homing beacon on this guy. Or perhaps the idea is that that's a later on thing that I deal with. But who knows? I only have a few minutes left, so why don't I see if I can do anything with the clues here. Tachyon transmitter should use the dentium chip, should not be in array C. Yeah. Particle shield should not be at array E. Well, it's not. The subspace emitter should not use ERC7, and it doesn't yet. The recalibrating fluctuator should be placed in A and should be set to ERC9. Okay. There's something we can work with. Recalibrating fluctuator should be at A.
Didn't that Sally Struthers learn-at-home course teach you not to stack components on top of each other?
Oh, I'm supposed to use this tray down here to store them, or what? Okay. Well, for now, let's do this. Just to get this into here. The recalibrating fluctuator should be in A and be set to ERC 9. The feedback cutter offer won't work with the fermentium chip. Feedback cutter offer, it doesn't have the fermentium chip. Okay. Should not go in B or C. Okay. The plate that uses ERC 3 also uses Dimtel. So Dimtel is not the answer here. Let's set it aside. Okay. The feedback. Okay. The plate these. Okay. The plate and sensor array D must be set to ERC 5. Okay. Okay. So, now, the tachyon transmitter should use the dentium chip, which it does. Shouldn't be in array C. Great. Particle shield shouldn't be in E. Sure, it's not. Subspace emitter should not use ERC 7. Subspace emitter, well, doesn't use any of them right now, but it's not using ERC 7. We've turned off one temporarily, so let's try that. Recalibrating fluctuator should be in... Okay, yeah, that's the getting started one that you can work with right away. Yes. So like an elimination puzzle. Yes, that is what this is, for sure. I don't know if I have the combined brain power and time to solve it now, but I'm going to try. And if not, we'll get it next time. I love these puzzles. But okay. What am I looking at? All right. So what currently has ERC 3? It's this one. So let's just take the Repentium chip up to here and put this here. But let's see. Particle shield, that's this, should not be in E. Okay. Subspace emitter, should not be using 7. It's not. Right now, this is the only one without 7. It didn't do a dooley-doot thing. There's probably more to be done here. D must be a 5. Do I also need, because a few pages earlier looked like there were other clues. Of these 3, yeah, okay. Of the recalibrating fluctuator, subspace emitter, and particle shield, one must be at E. Okay. And we know the recalibrating fluctuator is at A, so let's see. Fluctuator, emitter, shield. And then what did I get down here for words? For clues? I know where the fluctuator goes. What else do I get about the particle shield? Doesn't go at E. And then up here, particle shield. One does have to go at E. There's an answer. So the subspace emitter must go at E. One goes at E. One must be set to 1. And the other one gets the Spentium chip. The Spentium chip is currently on the fluctuating calibrator, or whatever it was called. So, that can't have the Spentium chip. Progress. All right. So now what? What more could I do with these clues? Tachyon transmitter should have dentium, which it does. So right now I think that's okay. Particle shield doesn't go at E, which is how I figured out that this does go at E. The Dimtel chip is currently at the 3, but we don't know if that's right. The plate in D must be at ERC 5. Subspace emitter should not use ERC 7. Okay. And we know that ERC 9 is assigned. And ERC 5. Okay, so the subspace emitter, let's repeat this. I should really be taking notes, but okay. Doesn't use 7. We know that. It's not going to be ERC 5 because subspace emitter does go in E. Okay, so it's not 7, it's not 5. And it's not 9. It's not 7, it's not 5, it's not 9. So it's either 3 and the subspace emitter also gets the Dimtel chip, or it's 1. Let me go back to the clues on the other page. Really would have been nice of them to put them all. One of the others must be set at 1. Which means, if I was correct that the subspace emitter goes in E, for some reason, then why though? Why do I think that? I don't know, but I'm putting it to ERC 1. Just in case. And then, no. No, it can't both be ERC 1 and there. So, why do I think it might be ERC 3 and take the Dimtel chip? This might be a I come back having solved it next week deal. So the particle shield would be ERC 1 then. Could it be solved? No, it can't be solved. I haven't put all the chips down. Okay. Does the tachyon transmitter have dentium? It does. It should not be in C. It's not. Okay. Particle shield should not be placed in E, and it's not. The subspace emitter should not use 7. It doesn't. The recalibrating fluctuator is in A, and it's set to 9. The feedback cutter offer won't work with the fermentium chip. It should not go in B or C. Oh. Okay, so if FC is not in B or C, here's the problem. I think like pen and paper would be extremely helpful here for the sake of recording when I know that things are in the right place to help me do the elimination part. But let's try this. Okay. No. The plate with ERC 3 should also have the Dimtel chip. Is that true still? Well, it is, but I don't know if that's the right chip. Tachyon transmitter can't be in C, though. I'm not solving this today. Abandon all hope. If I solve it today, it's going to be later on in the evening. And I'll come back next time and blow you all away with the fact that I actually can solve basic logic puzzles. Okay. I got to stop for now. But, okay, we found a puzzle to do. It's fun. I've got all the clues. I'm capable of solving it. But I don't have pen and paper here. I don't have time to even go get it. I got to shut down. So, the most pitifully low score that I've ever been at. Oh no. What if it doesn't even tell you you've solved the puzzle, but you got to come back and test it? Doesn't matter. Because I will deduce the only possible solution for next time. Okay. Okay. So far, despite the game, dragging me down to 31 puzzle points in session 1, I am enjoying this so far. Perhaps the reviews suggest I won't in the fullness of time, but so far, so good. We've started Roger's Quest, and I'm interested to see where it goes. So, yeah. Short session, but I wanted to play at least some, and I'm glad I did. So there we go. What's coming up? Tomorrow, in the afternoon, Disco Elysium. It's Wednesday evening in the investigation. Me and the lieutenant are about to head into the church down the shore, and we'll find out if there's a man crab in there. There's probably not. And then we'll get back to looking for, is there any place where a sniper could have shot our victim from a distance? It's a low probability outcome, but so is a lot of the stuff that we've discovered so far in our investigation. I'm loving that game, playing it blind, and I'm really looking forward to finding out what happens next. So look forward to that. Probably no Greg and James beat 'em up this coming Wednesday. We're probably having to take another week off because I found out after the last time I said we would definitely be back on Wednesday, this Wednesday coming, that I've got a thing that I got to do. What if it all comes together? It's like Milhouse being like, the reverse vampires are working with the etc. etc. So what am I saying? Probably no Greg and James beat 'em up this Wednesday because I got a thing. But we'll see. Next Friday, though, we'll be back at it in Friday Night Frosthaven. We're probably going to lose the core attunement scenario on our first try, but maybe not. And it's a really cool scenario and we're having fun. So we'll see what we can do. If we lose quickly, we can even get the second attempt started before next time. So that's nice. Yeah. So that's coming. And then before you know it, it'll be Saturday again. The gimmick on Saturdays is Space Quest, unless I have the time and energy to get into full drag, in which case we'll carry on with Jamie's playthrough of Leisure Suit Larry. I don't think next weekend is going to be a Jamie weekend, because my 40th birthday is next Sunday. Holy smokes, how did this happen to me? Well, it was actually pretty simple. I was born and then 40 years went by where I didn't die. At least so far. Knock on wood. Still gonna make it 8 days. Anyway, I don't know what the Sunday birthday thing that Danielle has planned for me is, except that it's apparently something I'm going to really enjoy. And I know that for whatever reason, I'm going to be in drag during the birthday thing. So I'm not sure that we're also going to want to do it on Saturday. Maybe we will. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Probably the no Disco Elysium next weekend. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Disco Elysium on Sunday. No, Greg and James probably off on Wednesday. Frosthaven on Friday. And then before you know it, we're back. Probably with Roger, and I will prove to you all that I can solve a simple logic matrix puzzle, because I will come with the solution. I will work it out on paper, and we'll implement it, and we will cheer when it works. So I'm looking forward to that, and I hope you are too. Yeah, that's it. That's all there is. So hey, if you stuck around to the end, thanks for sticking around to the end. If you came and you left, you can't hear my voice. I'm glad you stopped by anyway. So thanks for stopping by. And until the next time, when we're messing around with the chips together, take care of yourselves and be kind to everyone you meet.